For this last section, I'll share some posing techniques to help with larger girls. You know, photographic educators have long been criticized for using model-figured subjects, while the rest of us have to work with normal people who can't pose like a super thin fashion model. So these girls will range from quite large to just a little thicker than a stick figure. Again, these are real-world images, so none of the befores are deliberately unflattering. They were simply where I started a pose that I thought would look good. And yet I was able to evolve the pose to make them look the way I think they'd like to. Also, almost all of these will be straight out of the camera images, except where I mentioned something else that I did. That way, you'll see the posing techniques, not Photoshop gimmicks. By the way, and this is important, I mean no disrespect to these girls. Nor am I intending to insult anyone or imply that we all need to conform to some certain body type. I'm simply explaining how I posed or composed the images to produce images that don't exaggerate something about themselves that they may not want highlighted. I'm merely showing ways to minimize areas of the body that they'd likely not want to attract attention. This senior's scooter served double duty by giving her something to work with, something to pose with, and also to hide some of her weight. Okay, we didn't do her any favors here. Posing straight onto the camera shows all of her weight, and she probably wouldn't like this as much as something that hides some of that. So let's see how we can do that. There we go. Just lie her down onto that cushy bed, and that takes care of a lot of those issues. Taking that same girl outside and leaning her against a tree, okay, but there's a better way to do this. I turned her around the other way, and we got this. And this is a typical yearbook type photograph. And one more typical head and shoulders yearbook type of photograph, but we put her behind that fence.